Hi guys, it's Harvey. Sorry about my hair, didn't get cut yet. I'm sorry about the camera. But anyway, I want to talk about the recent shooting in Arizona. Give you a little bit of history about me. I grew up, my father was a gun dealer and a gun collector. And I remember when I was about, 6 years old, we had guns all over the house. I mean, you could not walk in that house, every 2 feet and pick up a loaded handgun. Anyway, I didn't know it at the time, but police came because he was a gun dealer and he had over 8,000 guns. All right, no big deal. Private home, no storefront. And on there, he's having his meeting, and I remember this very well. And I'm sitting on this glass table. It's red velvet, and it's about 3 foot wide, about 8 foot long. My father was a custom carpenter also. Very nice, with shells in it, and with handguns. And all you had to do is slide the glass table. I just wanted to mention this a little bit. And the police officers are out, just didn't know what to speak. And they said, "Son, what about those handguns?" I don't know. Once in a while, my daddy lets me play with them. He says, "Do you ever open it up and play with them?" I said, "No, I'm afraid." And they asked me what I'm afraid of. I told them I was afraid of my father, what my father would do, and they're loaded handguns. Now, I have a licensed carry permit, full carry, for the longest time. Come in my house if I'm home, you'll never find the guns. They're well hidden. My father taught me how you would have to knock down this house to find them. Trust me. Come into my house, unexpected. Trust me, you ain't walking out. I am a full believer in handguns. It doesn't matter if they take the guns away. The crooks will find a way to get the guns. Hey, listen, guys, they're illegal. Alright? So, anyway, make a long story short, I always sit in my office. I can always walk 2 feet in my office, 3 feet, and you'll never know anything. But gun control, leave it alone for the legal people. Just remember, never come to my office uninvited. It's my opinion only, guys. Don't let them take freedom of speech or anything away from us. We're entitled to bear arms. The crooks are always going to have arms. Now, if I was out in Arizona and I was carrying a gun, you have to remember, you can't just blatantly, if somebody is shooting in a tight area, I mean, you just can't go out there and start whipping around your gun and trying to shoot. You may shoot the wrong person. I was taught very well how to shoot a gun. I was taught very well how to respect a gun. And that's the key. I used to work for Armored Car Carrier out in Long Island, Riverhead. Patriot Armored Car. The one that, in fact, I should have been on that route. If you look Armored Car Robbery, that was Patriot Armored Car. We used to have fights, arguments. When I used to work for a Patriot Armored Car, I had 357 on my hip, my Star 45 under my arm, my Colt 45 on my other arm. I had another 45 on my leg, my right leg, and I had my Colt automatic 25 in one of my pockets. I never carry just one gun when I go out. I carry at least 3 because the crooks have automatic weapons. I carry legal. I can't carry an automatic weapon, but I carry at least 3. But you have to be wise on how you do things. I mean, your average good shot, that I would say in a firefight is 5 to 10 feet away. Anything like that, I would never pull the trigger. Because you never know if you're going to hit a wrong person. Most firefights anyway are anywhere from 3 to 5 feet. Anything over 15, 20 feet in a true firefight, I wouldn't pull the trigger. I would hide behind the car until I got a good shot. And but that's me. I'll give you a little funny story. I mean, I was about 15. I never shot a gun in my, handguns all the time. I wanted to shoot a shotgun. Okay? We had a large basement. We used to practice range down the basement. And we had a large garage. And we all load our own ammo, and we would see what would do which, how far in the block of wood could we go, and we made our own rounds, and everything else like that. So I wanted to say, Dad, come on, teach me how to shoot this shotgun. So he pulled out a double-barrel shotgun, and we went out in the field. We were out in Manaville, Long Island. I remember this really well. Out in the field, drove out in the field. Forget the man that owned it. Dubicki, it couldn't be a Dubicki farm. I forget the farmer's name. Father knew him really well. Father said, I got 2 things to tell you. Never listen to anybody how to shoot a gun, and never face it towards anybody. He said, you want to shoot this shotgun? I said, yes, Dad. He said, it was a 12 gauge. I loaded the rounds myself, the shells myself, double barrel. You're going to face it that way, point it up, and you're going to shoot. One right after the other. He says, now you remember the 2 things I told you. Never listen to somebody telling you how to shoot a gun that you don't trust. Well, listen to, because you haven't gone to any type of real training, never really taught you how to handle a shotgun. Handguns, yes. Handguns ever since I was 8 years old. Never a shotgun. Said, you ready? I'm itching, I'm dying, I'm ready to go, baby. No padded on the shotgun. He said, now, you face it up, and you pull it away from your shoulder, hold it stiff, about 1 foot away from your shoulder, the stock of the gun. Okay? Pulled the first trigger. I felt pain, and right away I pulled the second trigger. By then, I was already laying on the ground, and my shoulder felt like it was 3 feet into the ground. He leaned over and he said, that's your first lesson. You never listen to anybody. Let me know when your shoulder feels better. I'll teach you how to shoot a shotgun properly. Okay? So, never forget about bearing arms. But you do have to be careful how you treat a weapon. How you carry a weapon. If you carry a weapon, handgun, anything, and if you don't go to a range before you carry that weapon, you're doing yourself injustice. Number 1, you should go to a couple classes, just not one, and go to a range. And I'm not saying shoot a box of 50 rounds or 25 rounds. When I used to get off work, there was a range, outdoor range. I used to preload my own rounds. Once a week, I blew off to 1,500 rounds on little round discs, a little 4-inch. And I got to do very well at 50 feet. Non-sighted. I mean, pull it out of the holster, aim it this way, and pull the trigger. And the reason why I was so good, ever since my father taught me, and that's how I shot a gun so well, he taught me how to use my finger. That's how most people aim their weapon if they're not truly in a sight, looking down the barrel. They can actually feel which way their finger is faced, believe it or not, if it's up, down, sideways, or whatever, and it's in direct sight of the barrel. Don't pull the trigger, line it up, put your finger on the trigger, don't move, and shoot the gun. And shoot a 4-inch round disc at 50 feet. If I'm out in a crowd, if I ever need to shoot the gun, I would never do it. Probably rather go up and knock the guy on the ground and take the gun out of his hands. I would never fire my weapon in a crowd. That's me. Because it's so easy to not hit a moving target. Okay? It's very hard. Especially adrenaline pumping and everything else like that. That's my opinion on guns and gun control. Let's never lose the gun control, but let's have training and shooting. I haven't shot in about 4 years. I miss it a lot. I used to load my own rounds. Every round I used to shoot, well, you can't keep reloading them, but I always bought brass, and I always smelted my own lead. So, you know, I did a lot. I didn't make my own primers, but, you know, I bought the primers. So, anyway, as far as guns and gun control, yes, let's keep it. It's best to. But I've been around guns now ever since I was born. So to me, it's second nature. Don't abuse it. Don't abuse it. Use your rights. And I can tell you some other nice stories. My father was a very smart man. Knew everything about guns there possibly was. I miss him dearly. But as far as when we used to live in Manaville and he was alive, like I said, ever since I was able to walk, I was taught in that house. It must have been 300 guns in nooks and crannies in that house that nobody could ever find. I mean, there was passageways. Like I said, my father was an excellent carpenter. You see it in the movies, you know, if you didn't know exactly where to push, the wall wouldn't open. So, anyway, I have the same basic thing in my place. You'll never find them. 99% of my guns, though, are either banded, the triggers, or locked up. Okay? I don't have many loose guns, and anytime I leave this place, the guns get locked up. That's another big thing I was always taught, well, to me, but never leave I don't care if it's a loaded handgun or a non-loaded handgun. If you leave your house, you put your weapon away, and it's locked up, and it's secure, and you have the key, and you're the only one that has the key, because in reality it's your responsibility. So let's be smart out there. Let's go for gun rights, because let me ask you a question. Really think about it. If a man was going to do shooting, and he actually knew that it's a good, strong possibility that 98% of people around him are carrying a weapon of some kind, and are very well trained human beings and very cool thought processed, you would take a second chance on robbing. Okay? And the key word, guys, is cool thinking. Alright? I will never pull out a weapon of any kind. You ever see me with a weapon? You threaten me, my life? The last thing you're gonna see if I pull out my weapon. I was never taught to use a weapon for a threat. If my life is truly threatened, or somebody I love is truly threatened, and I know I got a clean shot, you're dead. That's it. I know you got a weapon. I can prove you got a weapon. You're threatening my life. I'm not going to pull my weapon out and threaten you. I'm going to pull my weapon out, and the next thing you're going to see, you're going to hear a bang, and that's all you're going to hear the rest of your life. And I'll unload the full clip of my weapon into you. One shot into a person, that's some movies. You're truly going to kill somebody, unload the whole, either, the whole clip, whatever, right into the person. I remember once I was helping a person, and a guy, very large, came out and with a weapon in his house. And the man had to be 400 pounds. He was high on crack or high on something. He took 6 rounds to the chest. He was keep on coming. Got a little scary for a while. He kept on coming. It was a very interesting day. But anyway, guys, that's my theory on guns and gun control. Buy yourself a gun. But when you buy the gun, ask to take the training. Make sure the training is extremely well. And make sure you fire at least 600 rounds a month until you know you're doing yourself a favor, and never pull a weapon in front of a crowd. No more than 5 feet could make a fatal mistake. That's my thoughts only, guys.